A baby horse is born, and within a few hours it can stand, wobble, walk, sometimes even run. A baby deer can get up quickly and follow its mother. A baby giraffe enters the world, drops nearly 6 feet to the ground, and still has to figure out how to stand before predators notice. Then there is the human baby. A newborn human cannot walk, cannot crawl, cannot sit up, cannot feed itself, cannot even hold up its own head properly. It arrives completely dependent on adults for warmth, food, protection, and survival. Basically, compared to many animal babies, a human newborn enters the world with the mobility settings still locked. So the question is simple: why are human babies born so helpless compared to so many other animals? Why do newborn animals enter the world almost ready for action, while human babies seem unfinished? The answer is one of the most fascinating trade-offs in evolution. Human babies are not weak by accident. They are born this way because of a powerful combination: big brains, walking on two legs, limited energy, and the need for long-term learning. Start with the biggest issue, the human brain. Humans have unusually large brains for their body size. That brain is the reason humans can use complex language, build tools, form cultures, plan for the future, and cooperate in huge groups. But a big brain creates a big problem before life even begins. A big brain needs a big skull, and that skull has to pass through the birth canal. This is where human evolution runs into a serious design challenge. Unlike most mammals, humans walk upright on two legs. Walking on two legs changed the shape of the human pelvis. The pelvis had to support the body's weight. It had to help with balance. It had to make walking and running efficient. But the pelvis also had to allow childbirth. Those two demands pulled in opposite direction. A pelvis built only for easy childbirth would be wider. A pelvis built only for efficient walking would be narrower. Humans needed both, so evolution produced a compromise. The human birth canal is just large enough for baby birth to be possible, but not so large that walking becomes inefficient. That means human babies cannot stay in the womb until they're as developed as some other animals are at birth. If a human baby remained inside until it could move like a newborn horse or a deer, its body would become larger, its skull would become larger, and its shoulders would become broader. Birth would become far more dangerous, so human babies are born relatively early in their development. Well, premature in the medical sense, but compared with many other mammals, they arrive before their brains and bodies are fully ready for the outside world. This is why humans seem so underdeveloped. But the birth canal is only part of the story. Another major factor is energy. Pregnancy is extremely demanding. The body has to support the parent and the growing baby at the same time. Near the end of pregnancy, the baby's brain grows rapidly. That growth requires a huge amount of energy. At a certain point, the body reaches a limit. It cannot keep increasing energy supply forever. So birth may happen when the baby is developed enough to survive outside the womb, but before the energy demands become too extreme. In simple terms, the baby's brain needs more and more fuel. The body has limited energy. The pelvis has limited space. The solution is birth. Development continues outside the body. This is why the first months of human life are sometimes described as a kind of fourth trimester. The baby is already born, but still going through rapid development that other animals may complete before birth. During this time, the human brain grows quickly. Muscles strengthen, vision improves, the baby begins learning faces, voices, sounds, touch, movement, and social signals. A human newborn may look helpless, but its brain is already working intensely. It is gathering information from the world. Now compare that with many other animals. Some animals are born highly developed because they have to be. A newborn deer needs to stand and move quickly because it lives in an environment filled with predators. A young horse has to follow the herd. A baby wildebeest cannot afford to spend months unable to walk. For many prey animals, early movement is survival. There is no pause button in the wild. These animals are called precocial. That means they are born relatively mature with open eyes, stronger muscles, and the ability to move soon after birth. Humans follow a different strategy. Human babies are altricial compared with these animals. That means they're born helpless and require intense care. At first, that sounds like a disadvantage. But for humans, it worked, because human survival was never just about individual strength. Human survival depended on groups. Adults could carry babies, protect them, feed them, keep them warm, share responsibilities, and teach skills. A helpless baby could survive because it was surrounded by social care. That changed the entire direction of human development. Instead of being born ready to run, humans are born ready to learn. That is the key. Human babies have extremely flexible brains. A more developed newborn might have stronger instincts and more immediate independence, but a less finished brain can be shaped by the environment. This flexibility is one of humanity's greatest advantages. A human child can learn the language spoken around them, the customs of their community, the foods that are safe, the tools people use, the dangers to avoid, and the social rules that matter. A baby born in a desert, a forest, an island, a mountain village, or a modern city can grow into a person adapted to that world. The human brain is not locked into one narrow way of living. It is built to absorb culture. That is why childhood lasts so long. A horse may walk within hours. A human may take around a year or two to begin walking. Language takes even longer. Independence takes many years. But during that long childhood, something extraordinary happens. The brain keeps developing, connections form, skills build, memory improves, social understanding deepens. Children learn not only from instinct, but from observation, imitation, teach, play, and experience. This long learning period allows humans to pass knowledge from one generation to the next. A discovery does not disappear when one person dies. It can be taught, improved, and passed on. That is how culture grows. Tools become better, stories become tradition, knowledge becomes science, cooperation becomes civilization. A helpless baby becomes part of a species capable of transforming the world. So human babies are not underdeveloped because evolution made a mistake. They are underdeveloped because evolution made a trade-off. Big brains gave humans intelligence. Walking upright changed the pelvis. Energy limits shortened how long development could continue inside the womb. Social groups made it possible for helpless babies to survive. Long childhoods allowed massive amounts of learning. All of these forces came together. The result is a newborn that cannot do much physically, but has enormous potential. A baby horse is born ready to move. A baby deer is born ready to escape. A human baby is born ready to learn, bond, adapt, and eventually think in ways no other animal can. That helplessness is part of the cost of being human. But it is also part of the reason humans became so intelligent, social, and adaptable. Human babies arrive unfinished, because the most important part of being human are built slowly, through care, through learning, through connection, through years of development. Other animals may be born ready for the world. Humans are born ready to be shaped by it, and that may be the most human beginning of all.